Hey, hey, you hear that? Shh, shh, shh. Oh, sorry. Yes, we're going to talk about gates, like your least favorite thing, right? You keep the puppies out, and you know anything you don't want out, right? You keep the gate, the concept of a gate. Oh, hi, welcome back to the channel. We're looking today at the Iset gate pedal, particularly how you can use it in a setup. Like, let's say you've decided that you have found the perfect sound by stacking a couple of pedals. I have a distortion pedal and an overdrive. The overdrive going into the distortion pedal. Let's imagine like it's perfect for my outfield pop punk cover band. Yeah, I just want to use your love tonight. It's kind of noisy on its own. See, turn this gate off, and you can hear that sound, that noise. So this is a noise gate pedal. And really what it's designed to do is just that. Gate out the noise. Keep out the things from your tone that you don't want. Particularly that kind of a hissing kind of noise. It's, if you have ground noise, if you have amp issues, if you have power wiring issues, this isn't there to fix that. You can put this in the loop of your preamp, and when you kick over to your distortion channel, maybe that's extra loud. So you put it in the loop of your amplifier so that it's after your preamp and stops the noise from that preamp. That's kind of what I'm doing here. I have the gate after a couple of gainy, loud effects. Once they're together, they're noisy. On their own, they're nice and quiet. But once you start stacking stuff, it's inherent. And that's why a lot of us guitarists like to use a gate. Sometimes you can really tighten it down and just have it, you know, stylistically, there's certain music that the gate clamps down so hard on the guitar that it's almost part of the sound. I tend to use a gate in order to just kind of get rid of some of that hiss, especially because I run a compressor on almost all the time. And when I add an overdrive or distortion, even at mild settings, they tend to just add a little bit of noise. So the gate I keep set right at that perfect level where it doesn't really interfere with the sound. So right here you can see as you dial the gate back, you hear it come on, you hear the noise. And as you start to pull it back, you find the sweet spot. Right where it starts to go away is where I like to keep it, right at that point. If you dial this gate back a little too far, it actually really knocks everything down, especially the way I have everything run right now. So it also has, like a lot of these iSet pedals, it has a switch at the top, which gives you some options as far as how the gate is handled. So if we dial it right in, up top I have it set to go off pretty quickly. It's going to be a hard gate. You can hear it clamps right down, where if I kick it down lower, it takes a second for that gate to close. So you have a hard gate or a bit of a softer gate. You might want the softer gate if you're just running lighter kind of drives, and it's just creating a little bit of hiss there that you don't want, but you don't want to really stop everything. Running a hard gate as well, you kind of want to have the gate before reverbs, before delays, things like that. Because, like, let's say, for example, I have a delay set up right now before the gate, and what's going to happen is as I bring that gate back to where I want it, it's going to start to cut off those delays. And I have it set over exaggerated just so you could really kind of hear that. But if I turn the gate off, you can hear it's going a lot longer. And you can hear the gate trying to stop those, especially if I play a little lighter. You hear that? It really just knocks it off. So I like to have my gates before delay, before reverb. That way, when I turn on a delay, the delays don't get blocked up. The reverb doesn't stop, you know, especially things like tremolo, anything like that, where you want that sound to kind of keep on going. You don't want that gate to kind of mess with it. So I tend to just kind of leave my gate on all the time, and I control stuff around it. Like I use a booster after the gate to get louder. And in some rooms that might cause just a little bit more noise than in other rooms. And so I habitually turn my booster on and off. I really only have it on for leads. So I have patches set up so that it's never really on during a time where somebody would be speaking or we're not playing anything. But the gate will be on, and anything that I put on kind of before it, I'm going to make sure that I have it set up right to that point where it's dialing out that noise that I don't want, but also not inhibiting my playing. Got it sitting right at the edge. I added a compressor in front of it all, so there's even more gain. 3 gain stages basically before this. And you can hear as I was sustaining some notes there, it really did a good job of just letting the guitar go. You know, a problem with a lot of gates, and especially if you set them too tight, is that when you start to bend a note and you want to let it really sustain, the gate comes in and clamps it down. This is doing a good job of fighting, not necessarily fighting, but letting you not fight the guitar and just kind of playing, being able to play. And I got it extra fuzzy just to kind of point out the noise, you know. But yeah, I got there's gate off. There's all the noise. Just that, find that little spot. It's a great little tool. A noise gate. It's just another tool to have if that's your kind of thing. You know, if you end up stacking stuff, if you got, you know, just kind of in the situation where that perfect tone that you really like is a couple things stacked and it gets a little noisy, a nice noise gate. And it doesn't have to be expensive. Clearly doesn't have to be expensive. These are like under $30. Probably some of the best $30. If you have a sound guy, he'll thank you. He'll say that's the best sub $30 that you've spent. So I use gates all the time. I have gates everywhere. I got one there. I got one down there. There's not one over there. But yeah, gates. They help. They help keep out the unwanted riff-raff of our tone. So that's a quick look at the Iset Noise Gate. I really appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate Alan at Iset for sending these over, and I appreciate it if you would subscribe so you can tune in and see the next couple of videos that I still have lined up for Iset. If you've missed any of them, I'll put the playlist up here. Really good stuff that I have found so far, and this Noise Gate does a good job of just kind of sitting in that place of doing what it needs to do without having to take your mind out of your playing. So that's always a good thing, especially when you find that exact tone that you like and it's a little bit noisy. All right, you guys, thank you. Take care. Bye.